Night. Would you welcome, please, Louie Anderson.
Sorry about those earthquakes last week, everyone. I tripped over a pair of underwear. And happy holidays, everyone. Thanksgiving's obviously my favorite holiday. It's actually my mom's favorite holiday. She starts cooking about mid-July. And my mom does this really cute thing. She always invites the relative that no one likes. And you can always tell the relative that no one likes by the way my dad greets him when he comes out of the bedroom. He comes out and just looks at him and he's like, ugh, looks like the Griswolds are here. And they're nice enough people. They try their hardest. They always try to make something that they saw on Instagram or Pinterest. It always turns out bad. Never good. This year it looked like a lime green Jell-O mold with carrots shaved on it. Still don't know what it is. My dad took one look at it on the table and he goes, what, your fish tank freeze up? Mom, she always overcooks. We had about 10 people at Thanksgiving this year. She cooked for a small army. And she always tries to push the food. She always wants the food to be the center. She doesn't want leftovers. She's like, anybody want any more sweet potatoes? I have some in the dish. I also have some in the kitchen. I also have some in the garage. And about halfway through eating, we're just about done. We're working on pie. She always remembers the thing she forgot. She was like, oh my God, everybody, the cranberries. You know you're getting older, because the first thing you want to do after eating is just lie down. That's what everybody wants to do. You always fight for that great seat on the couch right in front of the TV. You're fighting your brother. You're like, it's mine. He's like, it's mine. Your dad's just like, you're like, you can have it. My mom knows too. She always knows when my dad's comfortable right before his eyes shut. She's always like, hey, will you take them home? My dad just looks at my mom and he's like, all right, Josh, you're coming with me. So I don't kill him. And always, every time we drive him home, he always brings up a conversation he shouldn't. This year, we're driving him home. And he goes, hey, is your son out of jail yet? Dad. And I wish this was a better option. Because we turned around, threw their lime green Jell-O mold right in their yard. We could have my mom drive, but again, my mom's a terrible driver. She always drives in that invisible lane that nobody knows about. I try to yell at her. I'm like, Mom, this isn't a lane. She looks at me and she goes, Josh, I've never been in an accident. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, but how many have you caused? And God forbid we have to go on the freeway. It's terrible. Every time, she gets good, and then it goes bad. We're going 10, 20, 30, 40, 30, 25, 20. Whole line of people just honking behind us. Start yelling at me. They're like, hey, bud, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm with my mom. What can I do? Every time I drive with my mom, she always points things out in the road that make no sense. She's like, look at that house over there. That's Shirley's daughter. And I'm like, who's Shirley, Mom? And she's like, you know, she bought you that leather jacket when you were 3. And I'm like, oh, I should go thank her daughter. And heaven forbid on the way home we see a sale. She'll always have to stop. Doesn't matter what it is. Yard sale, estate sale, her favorite garage sales. She loves buying other people's junk so we can add it to all the junk we have at home in our yard. She always tells me I can wait in the car. She's just going to be a second, she says all the time. I'm just going to go look. 45 minutes later, I have to come out and hunt her down like on the FBI. And then I have to be careful to yell at her because there's a group around. So you have to do that yelling you do with your mouth closed that only the person you're with can hear. I'm like, hey, Mom, I've been in the car for 45 minutes. What the hell are you doing? She's like, I'm looking around. There's a lot of good stuff here. And I'm like, really? What? She's like, I don't know. Look around. Maybe there's something you like. And I'm like, is this Jonah Hill's yard sale? She's like, there's an old VCR. Do you want that? And I'm like, Mom, what is it, 1996? She's like, I don't know. You could use it. And I'm like, that's true, because the last time we were watching The Godfather, my friends chimed in. They're like, hey, how about we watch old home movies from when you were a kid, Josh? And I'm like, perfect. I'm like, Mom, I don't want the VCR. Can we go? Whose yard sale is this anyway? She goes, well, it's Shirley's. And I'm like, well, let's go thank her for the jacket and get out of here. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. I'm Josh Florida.